What up guys, Frazier here for Complex News. In April, when Kanye announced Good Music would be dropping 5 albums all produced by him in 5 weeks, it put the game on notice. The result was a whirlwind month that saw listening events spanning New York, Wyoming, and Los Angeles, and 5 distinct projects that sound nothing alike, to say nothing of the differing rollouts and receptions. So, after an interesting, if not exhausting month of dramatic artistic presentations, what do we have to show for it? The answer is a mixed bag with some truly great efforts sitting alongside some that sound half-finished and others that just didn't work. Some albums were instant critical darlings, others were a little more polarizing. Some felt like complete, fine-tuned bodies of work, looking at you Daytona and K.T.S.E ghosts, others not so much. What's undeniable though is Kanye and Good Music dominated the game for 5 weeks straight, all by the sheer force of will, aside from the Carters coming through to crush the building, that is. Along the way, there were hella bumps in the road, mixed in with some pleasant surprises. Hypebeast got their neon merch, soul samples are strewn across every project, Ty was literally everywhere, streaming apps crashed, listening sessions started ridiculously late, and Kid Cudi hummed beautifully. To help you better wrap your head around the enormity of everything that happened during Yeezy season these past several weeks, the Complex Music team went through every album and its surrounding release elements with a fine-tooth comb. The following infographic tallies the quantifiable parts of Kanye's production run on Daytona, Ye, K.T.S.E Ghost, Nasir, and Keep That Same Energy. Commercial performance. If we're looking at numbers surrounding an unprecedented rollout, one of the first things we have to get out of the way is if it was a quantitative success. Sales aren't everything, of course, but they're a potent part of the discussion. So let's talk first week sales, because the industry loves to. Tallied overall, the good rollout went gold. Most of those, unsurprisingly, come from both Yeezy projects. Ye sold 208,316, while K.T.S.E Ghost at 142,000. Nasir and Daytona both sold 77,000, while Keep That Same Energy sold 23,000. Ye and Ghost both had all 7 songs penetrate the Hot 100. Daytona had 4, and Nasir had 1. GMT, Good Music Time. Kanye told us punctuality was never his thing since the beginning of his career, and he upheld that rep during this rollout. Every album, except Daytona, was marked by its tardiness. Tiana's listing only started 1 hour late, which is acceptable. Ye started 3 hours past the promised time, and K.T.S.E Ghost was the most egregious, starting a whole 5 hours and 15 minutes late. And then once the listening parties were over, wondering when they'd actually be uploaded to streaming was the next battle. Ye came in 8 hours late, Ghost 10. That's nothing compared to the last 2 weeks. Nasir came in 21 hours later, and Tiana's album a staggering 46 hours, something Tiana herself was frustrated by. The releases themselves definitely don't overstay their welcome though. Tiana's album is the only one to widen beyond Kanye's 7-song margin, but even still, all 5 projects clock in at under half an hour runtime. Daytona is the shortest at a lean, mean 21 minutes. Nasir takes the title for the longest, with 26 minutes. To bump all 5, it'd only take you 115 minutes, which is shorter than most blockbusters. Trump references. One thing that's unavoidable when talking about this rollout is how it was stained early on with Kanye's discomforting embrace of Donald Trump and several MAGA-adjacent personalities. After numerous tweets and that abominable Ye vs. the People song, we all went into Good Month expecting more of the same on wax, and in the case of some hopefuls, an explanation behind how the guy who made crack music now fucks with a guy like Donald. For the most part, Kanye shied away from addressing much of that, probably in a form of damage control after his disastrous appearance on TMZ. But his album and his appearances on the other 4 are peppered with a few nods. Pusha T's What Would Mink Do featured the most direct, with Kanye rapping, "If you ain't driving while black, do they stop you? Will MAGA hats let me slide like a drive-thru?" But otherwise, Kanye takes the indirect approach, with references to Stormy Daniels, Alice Johnson, or a fake news comment that don't explicitly shout out his buddy Donald, but say enough. Push is the one who actually says Trump's name and what may stand as the best bar in the beef trilogy of Infrared, Duppy Freestyle, and Story of Adidon. Merch. Of course, it wouldn't be a Kanye executive-produced rollout without some merch to go with it. Surprisingly, Nas of all people had the most pieces debuted, with 10 Nasir-related items. Most of the merch bore similar designs, with the exception being K.T.S.E Ghost, which debuted 3 pieces from Tekashi Murakami, who also did the album art. And merch remains one of the Good Gang's greatest revenue streams. Ye Gear alone reportedly sold $500,000 worth of Wyoming product in just half an hour. The ties that bind. If there's a link beyond Kanye that ties the projects together, one might be Ty Dolla $ign, who's having quite the prolific summer. He appears all over Ye and has 1 feature each on Ghost and Keep That Same Energy. The same goes for 070 Shake, the Good Music upstart who lends her talents to Daytona, multiple songs on Ye, and the intro to Nasir. The production on each album is vastly different, but it's worth noting Slick Rick is sampled on both Ye and Nasir. And just to say we did, we counted all the Cudi hums on K.T.S.E Ghost. The count comes up to 75, which sounds just right. So those are just some of the myriad of stats we tallied up for this infographic. For a few others, like cocaine references, which, spoiler, Pusha has the most, head to complex.com. For Complex, I'm free.